T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Global Watch News. My name is Lori Swan. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are in our live chat, we do ask to keep it family friendly. There will be moderators in there to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by the platforms we're utilizing tonight. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when we go live. So, Ernie, we got somebody in the studio that hasn't been with us in a while.
Really? Who?
Well, guys, welcome back. MC Robbie D.
The original detonator himself.
Hey, Robbie.
The original, yo. The original detonator is in the house. How are you doing, everybody?
Doing excellent. So glad.
Good day, bruv.
So glad that you could join us tonight and talk about this topic. You've been going live on your Facebook with this information, putting it out there. And I know a lot of people have been pushing back at you. But what are we going to talk about tonight?
Well, we're going to be talking about the current situation that's going on in the UK, obviously worldwide. As you know, the New World Order is advancing its agenda right now, and it is now taking a new sinister step in the wrong direction. And
Draconian.
Absolutely. And hello to all the viewers out there, all the people I've missed, and all the new listeners and whatnot. As they said, I haven't been here for a while. Basically, it took a year out for personal and selfish reasons. I needed to basically sit back and observe. You know, we've been at this for about eight or nearly 9 years now, or longer actually. And you know, I just needed to take the time out. I needed to evaluate the situation, just like everybody else, except the people that are, you know, willfully ignorant and have not got a clue what's going on. You know, not even the slightest bit suspicious about what's going on. So yeah, we're going to be talking about basically, what is about to transpire in the next 12 months.
And we're going to specifically be speaking about the UK, but yeah, we know that, I mean, this is going to happen worldwide. I think you guys are just going to be, I don't know, beta tested?
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, before I continue, I'm actually going to play this little clip just to give everybody a little heads up about what we're about to talk about, plus other things connected with it. So let's see what we got here.
Now in England, this is happening. In Oxfordshire, the council is to trial a climate lockdown starting in 2024. Oh, it's just going to be a trial? You know it's not. So here it was 18 hours ago. Oxfordshire County Council yesterday approved plans to lock residents into one of 6 zones to save the planet, they say, from global warming. The latest stage in the 15-minute city agenda is to place electronic gates on key roads in and out of the city, confining residents to their own neighborhoods in Oxfordshire.
Right, so that was the short version. There is another version of the video where the woman, there's a woman in the council chamber basically berating the councillors and telling them basically that Oxford isn't going to be an open prison if they got anything to do about it. So basically what they're talking about, 15-minute cities. This is great. This is brilliant. Basically anybody that lives in the area within the city of Oxford, which I know very well, it's going to be split up into 6 zones, like you said. And when it comes to what they say 15-minute city, nobody is allowed to leave the zones without permission for a grand total of 15 minutes, right? So you're not allowed to leave for 15 minutes. On top of that, any resident that would need to get special permission to leave the city for a grand total of 100 days throughout the year, right? So if you've got a job that involves you going anywhere outside that area or in the country, you're going to need some kind of special permission. Yeah. Anybody that's into long distance relationships, which I've just entered into a long distance relationship.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You can forget about it. That is gone. That's done. Now I'm in the rave scene, yeah, an MC and DJ in the rave scene. If nobody actually knows about that, yeah. My job entails going up and down the country or going to other countries. Well, that's done. That will be done. Yeah, literally the rave scene, just as an example, will be effectively over unless you've got one in your local area. Within, say, in Oxford, in the city centre, which I doubt very much, because you know, it's basically the party's over, people, right? They say it's just for cars. So basically, your car's going to be registered with the council, and if when you leave, or if you leave, you will be tracked. Yeah, so whether you're in your normal little motor car, in your automobile, or you're in your nice little electric vehicle, you know, you're going to be tracked. You will not be able to get out of it. You won't be able to hide your number plate. They are talking about putting electronic gates upon key roads. Obviously, if they're going to do that, then they're going to have to put electronic fencing around the city. Basically, it's going to be a prison, right? Now, they say that's just going to be in Oxford, and it's only just for cars, and it's only for the good. So it's for them. We're going to save you from the planet. We're going to protect the planet with this thing called global warming or climate change, whatever nonsense they would name they want to come up with it next. But we know it's not going to stop there. There's also a scheme being piloted in Canterbury. Same thing. Basically, 2024 is the date set for this so-called scheme to be piloted. That's a little more over 12 months away. Absolutely horrifying. People, on general, think, oh, well, that's just nonsense. You know, it's not. Oh, you're reading too much into it. Yeah, I am reading too much into it. I read too much into Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030, where all this came from, the sustainable development. You know, they're going with the guise of climate change. We're going to save the planet. Oh, yeah. So let me just elaborate what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be one of the biggest strikes that the country has seen in decades. The nurses are going to go on strike. The postal workers are going on strike. They're already on strike 2 days a week anyway. I think some of the trains are going on strike. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think the dockers are going on strike. One of my friends has actually got to go and get his dad's union card tomorrow. Yeah, because it's going to be a big strike. But I tell you what is going on strike tomorrow, which I found very, very interesting. I only found it out tonight. The Border Control Agency are going on strike. Laurie, Ernie. The Border Control are going on strike. Let that sink in for a second. Now, the reason I say that is because at the moment, tens of thousands of immigrants are coming in by the boatload into the UK. Yeah. Thousands upon thousands of immigrants from various countries are coming in right now as we speak. But I have news for you people. I have it on good authority that a large proportion of these immigrants that are coming into the country are not immigrants at all. They're not illegal immigrants. They might look like them. Like I said, men and boys are coming in. Where are the women? There ain't no women. It's all men and boys, right? I'll tell you what they are. They're United Nations peacekeeping soldiers that are coming in. They're being boated in and put into hotels, hostels, and accommodation. And it's been going on for at least nearly the past year, right? The last year. So let that sink in, people, yeah? And we're not just talking about the UK. We're talking about all the countries, including Europe and America. United Nations soldiers under the guise of
immigrants,
illegal immigrants. Yeah? Right. So what is their purpose? Now, somebody said to me the other day, oh, they can't police this 15-minute city. The country will get up in arms. Yeah, they probably will. Oh, and the police and the army won't do nothing about it because it's our people. Well, yeah, that might be the case. But at the end of the day, a United Nations peacekeeper under the guise of a one world army, a precursor to the one world army, would not think twice of putting a gun in your face and shooting you if you did not comply. What say you people?
You are not you're not a friendly to them. You are the enemy to those soldiers.
Yes.
That's why here in the United States, when they brought in the Chinese military and the Russian military, taught them how to use the guillotines. And when Obama did his litmus test and asked his generals, if I was to give the order for you to shoot on American soldiers, would you carry out that order? And if they said yes, they stayed. If they said no, they were let go in various degrees of congeniality. You either could walk away, or some of them had their lives ruined with lies put out on social media about them. And when you think about it, American soldiers aren't going to fire on American soldiers, just like, British soldiers are not going to fire on British soldiers.
No,
But
absolutely.
if you have UN soldiers coming in, you have, other countries coming in, they will not think twice about firing on you.
No.
They have no ties to you. They have no relationship with you whatsoever. They see you as the enemy.
Absolutely. Now they say that, what happens in America, so goes the rest of the world. Well, that's not always the case. Yeah. Let's go to China a minute. Yeah. I say what happens in China happens in the rest of the world. Social credit scoring, detention centers. I mean, they've got one here. Yeah. That will hold about 250,000 people. Right. They're all detention units. Yeah. And they're all getting ready for something. Yeah. What is it? What is it they're getting ready for? Well, in the UK, I also know that they are building 12 Supermax prisons that hold between 15 and 35,000 people with their own morgue and furnace. Now, why would they have their own furnace? What's that for? Now, where have you seen that picture before? Where have you seen that before? I don't know. Auschwitz, Buchenwald. We know 3 have already been completed, so it's not a conspiracy theory. 3 have already been completed. One of them is in Wellingborough. Yeah, we've all had video evidence. We've shown it. We've shown it on this show. Yeah, the New World Order is not messing about. Yeah, we know that they are getting in preparation to announce one world government. Yeah, we know that there will be an incident, an event, a worldwide event that will basically open the doors for one world government. We also know that we are heading towards a cashless society faster than you could possibly imagine. In fact, I don't even date set. We don't date set. You don't date set. I've never date set in my life. Yeah, but I tell you, within the next 12 to 14 months, we will have a cashless society, guaranteed. Yeah, it has been known that there will be an event in 2024. That's literally 12 months away. 12 months. Yeah, they're saying that there will be an event, which we know what the event's going to be. Yeah,
we have a pretty good idea.
We know the outcome of the event. Yeah, which will be one world government. Correct. Now, anyone out there that's thinking, oh, well, that's not going to happen, I tell you this. As far as we're concerned, these so-called conspiracy theorists that they call us, yeah, we're not 17, we're 18-0 up. And that's only in the last 2 years, right? Everything we've told you for the past decade at least, has now come to pass. It has now come to plan. Yeah. So if we're right about that, do you think we might be right about what we're talking about now? Because the evidence and the signs are all there. They're staring you right in the face. The World Economic Forum is pushing so hard now on all fronts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main thing to be concerned about is the digital blockchain, the CBDC, whatever it is. Yeah. This new digital currency, which is now getting approval in America for the next 12 weeks to implement it through the banking system with a voucher system. And soon,
hasn't China put in they have officially put in their social credit system?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's been up and running for a number of years now, at least for the last.
No, but I mean officially, they've had it up and running, but now it's actually being utilized with the banks and with businesses and stuff like that.
Oh yes. Yeah. And it's mental. It's quite mental, really, because a few months ago it looked like the signs that China was on the verge of a economic and political collapse. Yeah. Well, they seem to be going strong. They seem to be propping up Russia with its war on Ukraine, and you got to remember that most of the infrastructure that's being built in Africa is being built by the Chinese. A lot of the infrastructure that's going to be rebuilt in Syria will be rebuilt by the Chinese. A lot of the infrastructure in Iraq has been rebuilt by the Chinese, right? So they are being very busy at the moment.
Yeah, they're here in the United States in our ports. They're in Australia in the ports. I mean, they literally, China has its hand in just about every place on the planet right now,
including U.S. law enforcement when they're having their police headquarters in New York.
Yes, and that has been verified. They have their headquarters, and we believe that they were flying drones over Washington D.C. just a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely, but people listening tonight, let's not pick on China. Yeah, let's not go all anti-China with our rhetoric, because we know that China is just playing its part. Right. Yeah? We know that Russia's just playing its part.
Good
we know
cop,
that America,
bad cop.
Europe are just playing their part, because they are all enemies, yeah. But in reality, behind closed doors, they're all friends. Yeah, they've got to be friends, because this New World Order needs everybody involved. Yeah, and it is all involved. Yeah. So if a World War III kicks off anytime soon, just remember it's all theatre. Yeah. For World War III will not be the event that brings world government. What comes to stop it will. Yeah. Correct. And that's the event that we're talking about. But the thing that you must all be concerned about, all of you that's listening tonight, is the cashless society. Yeah. It's coming fast. And if you're not prepared, yeah, it is. Listen, you everybody knows what it entails. You know, we've got all the internet censorship. We've got, you know, it's going to be like that, but with your money. Yeah, your money is done. Basically, what they are going to do is to help push it along. They were basically, anybody that earns anything less than £100,000, any assets that they have will be exchanged 1 for 1. So $1 for 1 Bitcoin, whatever the rate it is, the equivalent. Anybody that earns over £100,000, including all these millionaires, will be told that you will have the same process. Yeah, you will be given 1 for 1, but you will have to wait. Well, we know that's code word for you'll never see your money again. That's it. You can kiss your money goodbye. Yeah. And why are they doing that? Why would they do that to all these millionaires? We're not talking about the multi-millionaires, the billionaires that are probably part of the club. Yeah. We're talking about the everyday millionaires. Yeah. Their money is about to disappear and evaporate. Yeah. So if there's any millionaires, listen. Sorry.
Protocol 15.
Protocol 15.
These low level millionaires, these low level Freemasons, whatever they are, these low level elite are expendable.
Absolutely. Right. So why would they do that? Why would they take their money? Because they need to bring everybody down to the same level. And this is why they are bringing in the universal basic income. So it doesn't matter if you're working, if it doesn't matter if you're sitting on your backside all day playing your Xbox. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you will get the same amount of money. You will get, well, you know, just to sweeten the deal, they might give you £5,000 or £10,000 or whatever. Yeah, just to put some credits into your blockchain. Yeah, and then what they'll do is they'll give you a lump sum. Maybe it's £5,000. Maybe it's £10,000. Who knows? Yeah, you will be paid in 2 lump sums throughout the year, right? If you happen to spend that, good luck. Sorry about your luck. Yeah, this is the precursor to everything going on the chip, on the RFID. We're not there yet. We're not going to be there for a little while. Everything needs to be little baby steps. Yeah. Well,
and when you think about it, Robbie, this new cashless society is going to prevent a lot of things. You know, your 15-year-old's not going to be able to go down and mow mow lawns to get extra money. You're not going to be able to give any money to the homeless, that you see out on the street. You're not going to be able to send cash and birthday cards to your grandkids or anything like that. All of that is going to be gone because they want to be able to track everything you do with your money.
Absolutely. Satan needs to keep an eye on you. Yeah, we've known that from a long time. Yeah, and it's all that what you've just said. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, they're gonna listen. Listen. They see us as consumers, right? That's why they call us consumer. We consume things. They give us useless things to buy and consume. Well, those days are over. Yeah, they don't care about you anymore. You've had your little trinkets. Yeah. Right, and now they're going to take everything away from you, and you're going to be happy about it. So everybody out there, you better shut your mouth, yeah, because you can't complain, right? Because they'll turn your money off, right? When it's in a chip, they'll turn your chip off, right? But it doesn't matter about your private property because that's all going to be abolished, just like marriage is going to be abolished. Private property is going to be abolished. So everything that you wear, everything that you sit on, everything that you watch, everything you drive, everything that you use to put in your mouth, spoons, whatever, it will no longer belong to you. Not that it belonged to you in anyway, because you bought it all with promissory notes that were basically a fraudulent exchange by the elites. Yeah. Basically, you haven't actually paid. Listen, the money that you got in your pocket ain't even worth anything anyway. It's got no intrinsic value. Yeah. So they'll turn around and say, well, it didn't belong to you anyway, right? And it don't belong to you now, right? So your home, your possessions will no longer belong to you. You are, in fact, all you people that have been, in your arms and that, yeah, you've now become property. Yeah. We'll go into that area in a bit, yeah. But this digital currency will be the end of your freedom, because the one thing that cash gives you, right, is anonymity. You're an anonymous person. You can do what you want. You can pull the money out and go, but you can't track that, yeah. So everything's going to change on that level, that there will be no privacy whatsoever. And if you buy or even think about buying something that they don't agree with, that's it. You won't be able to buy it, because it's not like a credit card where you go online and purchase something and it's debited that thing. It's on the blockchain. Yeah, you have no control over it.
You will have nothing, and you will like it.
Absolutely. So you've got about 12 to 14 months, probably tops, maybe even sooner. Yeah, maybe a little bit later.
Depending on where you are. Yeah.
Depending on where you are, right? And that's the thing that concerns me, people. Yeah, all the people that haven't basically. We're not talking about all the preppers and all that. Yeah, but the everyday people need to prep to endure this. Yeah. Right now we are in a cost of living crisis. Yeah. The energy bills are going through the roof. Yeah. I spent more on my electric in the last week than I have in the whole year in comparison, yeah? You know what I mean? Just like, it's absolutely mental up here, yeah? And the food as well, it's going sky high, yeah? Is this by accident? Is somebody accidentally done this, yeah? No, they haven't, yeah? This is all by design, as we all clearly know, yeah? We know what the end result in the game is. Do we know that they have a clear outcome, and the outcome is to bring everybody down to their knees, so they turn around to governments around the world which will be collapsing, by the way.
Yeah, they can't put all of these restrictions on us as a forcing them upon us. They have to make it so bad that we literally beg them for some reprieve.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even just how bad the situation is going to get. We know it's bad now, and we know it's going to get worse and worse and worse by several degrees. So many levels to this, yeah. But we also know there's an element of coercion going on, yeah, of mind trickery. It's a Jedi mind trick, yeah. I've seen a post about our so-called Prime Minister Rishi Sunak basically declared that in the interest of saving the planet, right? He's going to see if he can make all the strikes that are going to happen tomorrow and so forth illegal to save for the public safety. Yeah. And, I mean, I don't know how they threw climate change into it. Yeah. Again, but people are buying it up. There are actually people on the post on Facebook actually cheering it on and saying, yeah, you need to do it. Yeah, these greedy little people that ain't getting no money, that demanding too much money because the cost of living's gone up and all that. Yeah, you know, yeah, they need to be stopped. They need to. I'm like, what? I said, what? Are you not mental? Are you absolutely? You must be mental. You got to be mental. You got to be. There's got to be something wrong with you, right? Do you realise what you're doing when you're talking about climate change? Yeah. Do you realise what you're saying? Do you realise what you're thinking? Have you got any idea the damage you're doing by cheering on?
They don't think for themselves, though.
They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue.
No.
Right? Listen, at the end of the day, after the last 3 years, if you're not even slightly suspicious, right, in the slightest, I'm sorry, but you deserve another lockdown. And you're going to get it as well. You're going to get it because it's coming. Right, and we know that the next lockdowns are going to be worse than the last ones, yeah, because it'll have new elements to it, yeah. Maybe this one, maybe the one after will be the one where you will start seeing United Nations soldiers on the street that appear.
Well, I told somebody on your post. I said, if you're okay with the soft lockdowns,
yeah,
then you're going to be complacent when they progressively get worse.
When you're cheering for the NHS that are helping to save people from the seaweed, yeah, right? And the next year, they're being vilified as the devil themselves because they asked for some more money and they didn't get no money. Yeah, after doing all that, sacrificing their time and their efforts to help save people. Yeah. Do you imagine what people would do, being tricked into the next lockdown? Right, I mean, we've got the next thing now. We've got this SARS. What was it? The thingy. Not SARS. It's I forget the name of it.
Marburg.
It begins at S. We got a new thing that's going around, around the schools. Right, there's lots of kids in hospital. They're saying lots of kids are dying, but we know
it's RSV.
Yeah. Right. We know the propaganda machine turned for the last one, so I'm very skeptical about these so-called deaths. I do apologize if anybody out there, children are suffering from it, and if any children have died from it, I do seriously sympathize with you, but I know that the propaganda machine will be in full swing, and the thing is, they've already got a cocktail already ready to go.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
It was ready on the 23rd of November. Hang on. This thing's just come out. Right? I heard about it in the last couple of weeks. How come they got something ready for it already? Because they're getting ready for the next lockdown, So the next lockdown will coincide with the trial runs of these special lockdowns that they're having, these 15-minute cities. 15-minute city? What? What is
a 15-minute city?
A 15-minute city is what I explained, as if you will not be able to leave the boundary of
for more than 15
more than 15 minutes.
Okay,
15 minutes. What can you do in 15 minutes? Have a cigarette?
Yeah, I can't go shopping. Oh my God, I left today to do two things. I was gone for 4 hours.
It's listen. These things sound so ridiculous, right? So beyond imagination that people feel, oh my God, they couldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Why would they do that for? Why didn't you argue about it when you're in the FEMA camp in the next few years? Right? Because they're coming. They're not coming. They're here. Right? All they're waiting for now is for them to be complete. And that's what they've been stalling for time for the last year. This is why this last year, you've had a lot of freedom of movement. They've stopped people wearing the masks are no longer mandatory. And you know what? Is not mandatory yet at the moment again, right? But now you've got to pay for it, Soon it'll be mandatory. And now certain organizations, especially in Canada, are telling people that if you don't want it, maybe you've got a mental health problem and you might need some kind of treatment if you do not take the you know what. Yeah, that's quite concerning. That is mental, isn't it, in itself?
Yep. Yeah, it is. And it's very disturbing because, I mean, if once you get labeled that, or they can very easily just come right across, come to your door, knock on it. And if you refuse, you're gone.
It's disgusting, but it is what it is. It is what it is because it can't be anything else, because the agenda demands it to be that way. It's comical in a very unfunny way, how they've managed to get away with it this far. You know, there are a lot of people out there protesting, but the elite are counting on that. I mean, I'll give you an example. Right now, there's and we've talked about this so-called Great Awakening, Laurie and Ernie, and we spoke at length about it, and Trump and all that fits into this nonsense scenario, right? So does Elon Musk. I mean, he's for the people, right? He he's got Twitter now. He's threatening to buy Snapchat and take the filters off, which I find quite funny.
I think that's hysterical.
He's for the people. This is the same guy that warned about AI, but he's actually funding the pushing of AI with so-called satellite surveillance, which is the New World Order's wet dream. Come on, people. There's no heroes in this story, right?
Correct. There's only one hero.
There's only one hero, and he's not coming yet.
Right.
We know that this so-called Great Awakening is taking place right now, and there's now a great big push to out all these pedophiles in Hollywood. All these pedophiles and what's it called? But what's the name of the company?
We can't say it, but begins with a B.
We can't say it. It's got CIA in the title, Right?
Begins with a B.
It begins with
ends
a
in
B,
an A.
and it begins with an A, ends in an A.
And it's got ball in it.
Well, guess what? Can I say Gucci?
Yeah, I think we can say Gucci still.
It's Gucci, man.
Gucci's next. Gucci's next. And we got Kanye West, who's out there spitting truth about the so-called Illuminati and the so-called elite and the pedophiles. And but Kanye, you had your mum sacrificed. Yep. Oh, they're going to kill me. How come they haven't killed you yet? Why are you still talking?
Why are you still talking?
Why are you still talking? Because, unfortunately, people need to go out and research controlled opposition. He is out there right now as the distraction for a reason. There are other stars coming out of the woodwork, other personalities and other performing artists exposing the pedophiles, exposing the Epstein Island and all that, Why now? Why? Because the public, listen, the only way you can get the public to believe something is to go mainstream, right? You've got news outlets talking about it now. You've got outlets covering it up, and you've got outlets talking about it, Why are they doing it now? Why now? Why didn't they do it 12 months ago? How come they didn't do it 2 years ago? How come they didn't do it 4 years ago when we were exposing it, Because now's the time is right to push this Great Awakening, right?
In 2016, we got a channel completely shut down because we were talking about WikiLeaks.
We had pages shut down.
Pages,
we had
accounts
channels shut down. We lost 30,000 here.
That was in 2016. We were exposing that stuff.
We lost 160,000 here. We lost 200,000 over there. Nearly 250,000 people on one page gone because of what we were talking about. And we still had to come back, and we still had to lick our wounds, and we still had to talk about it to the point I just got fed up of talking about it. I had enough of it now. If you don't get it now, when is it you're going to get it? When it's on the 10 o'clock news,
right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it's just one company No, it's just one company that's been exposed. How many other ones are hiding in the shadows? It's not just one company. It's not just one person. It's not just one politician. It's not just one Hollywood actor or actress. It's not just one person or, one aspect of it. It's just that's what's been exposed. And there's so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands that are hiding in the shadows that haven't even been exposed yet.
Well, it's a good news, bad news scenario. They're all going to get exposed. Absolutely brilliant. They deserve to get exposed. The bad news is it's being exposed on purpose for an agenda, yeah, right, to make you believe that you people out there are controlling your destiny. And in fact, you're not. You didn't have an angle on it, yeah? You've been deceived since birth. You was deceived before you even conceived. The deception was in play, yeah? A lot of people just don't realise. And like I said, there's a lot of people that don't believe it. They're not going to believe it. They won't believe it. You probably won't believe it if it's on the TV. But like I say, they say, the mind's useless. The eyes are useless if the mind is blind. I say this, the mind is useless if you have no perception. Without perception, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're just going to live your life and think that you're going to carry on as normal, that you're going to reach ripe old retirement age in the next 30 or 40 years, and you're just going to, just see your days out. And listen, those days are gone. Why do you think they're raiding your retirement funds and your pensions? Because they don't. That's it. It's done. That's it. There's no get out of jail, and there's no, well, we can just sit back and let this happen, and we could just spend our days watching it.
Just remember, if you're on the fence, Satan owns the fence.
Satan owns the agenda. Listen, he's all about himself. He is the original narcissist. Where do you think narcissism comes from? And I just had we won't go into it, but I just had a close shave with a narcissist, which you know about, right? Yeah. So we know what they are, Satan, the biggest narcissist in the world, So we've got this great awakening that's taking place right now. It's funny that it's happening right now, at the end of 2022 into 2023. Why is that? Because they are clearing the way, right, for the formation of the one world government, and the only way that they can do it is Satan needs to expose himself, right? He needs to have the Luciferian agenda come through, and the only way to do that is to expose, deal with, and destroy the satanic side of his agenda, right? There has to be a scapegoat. Nobody will go into this New World Order, right, wanting it to be a satanic New World Order. We know it's a satanic New World Order, but it's got to have the appearance of having clean hands. Mm-hmm. And the only way to do that is to expose all the pedophiles and all the child murderers, the elite side of it, and basically throw them out to the wolves, which the world will not only recoil in horror, they will demand that these people were dealt with, right? So when you had all this talk about military tribunals and Trump, blah blah blah, that's still going to happen, we thought it was going to happen a bit sooner. Then I realized about a year or so ago, no, it's going to play out. The whole of this so-called Biden presidency, which is a nonsense anyway, right? Complete. Yeah. It's not just a nonsense.
It's a farce.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Listen, it's an illusion, people. Right? That there is no President Biden administration. It's all part of the game. It's a joke. Right?
We got a weekend at Bernie's for a president.
Exactly. Correct. Yeah. And it's done on purpose, right? Kind of an IQ test, right? I know that this is going to run its course all the way up to this next election. And listen, we know that the political scene's a farce. It's a nonsense. No point discussing it, but you have to, don't you? Because you have to have some kind of basis point to illustrate this illusion that is being played out in front of you. We know that it's going to run its course. And we know that these midterms just happened, and the Republicans have got the House again. They didn't quite get the Senate, but they got the House. Oh, right. So all these investigations are going to go on now, right? And certain laptops are going to be brought up, and certain people are going to be questioned. And then
the same laptops we told you guys about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Going on about Mr. HB's laptop. Have you seen?
Oh, they're going to be revealed on Twitter.
What is laptop? What about Anthony Weiner's laptop? That's 100 times worse.
Yeah.
That's all going to come out. All of it's going to come out. All the Hollywood pedophilia is going to come out. All the music business. A lot of them are shitting themselves. Not because they've been found out. It's because the fact that the part of their contract's now going to be honoured. Yeah? They're going to have to take their Masonic humiliation right to the grave, some of them. Yeah? They knew that when they signed up.
They did.
They knew that when they signed on the dotted line.
They knew that, the contract was going to come up someday, the date was going to, come, and they were going to have to pay the remainder of the contract, the agreement.
Absolutely. And Satan is now going to call in his marker.
They're calling the markers. Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't care about them. Yeah, they were means to an end. Yeah. But the seismic shift of what is about to take place will be earth-shattering. It will literally destroy people's reality. I wouldn't be surprised there will be an uptick of nervous breakdowns, anxiety attacks, heart attacks, and everything that follows with it. Especially all these people that have been, that are all dropping down dead anyway.
Right.
Yeah? Imagine having a shock of finding out that your favourite film star is diddling kids and eating them and harvesting their organs and certain glands into certain potions that reach an extortionate amount of money on the black market that these elites are taking on a daily basis. That
begins with an A, ends with an E.
That's right. If you don't know what I'm on about, go and look at a certain film called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There's a scene that highlights it. Yeah. And it ain't no joke, people. Yeah, it's real. And
They told us. They put it right out there for us. And, we took it as a comedy. We took it as there was a funny part of the movie. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, haha. No, not funny at all.
Not funny at all.
Wicked. So anyway, we are going to have some form of lockdown. Yeah. It'll be trial-run in Oxford and Canterbury, and then it'll be somewhere else, right? And then what they'll do is they'll roll it out to the rest of the country in short order, just like that. Yeah?
I have that video queued up if you want me to play it.
What, of the woman in the chamber?
I don't know. This is just
Oh no, go. I
Okay.
think this is it. Yeah. Yes. Go.
Okay.
The first climate lockdown in the UK is going to start in 2024. Another conspiracy theory becoming a reality. Hello everyone and welcome to the UK's most watched political show on the internet. We will be your voice, we will be your advocate, and we will stand up to the establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elites. And the globalist elite this week are talking about having the first climate lockdown. Yes, stay at home, not just to save the NHS and clap at 8 p.m, but stay at home to keep Greta Thunberg and Attenborough happy. This is a classic example in today's video, the first video that we're going to be doing on the issue of the left-wing ideologies that don't necessarily have to win at the ballot box, because they are already winning by infiltrating every aspect of our society. This is a classic example of what's been going on for the past few decades. We've been sitting here making fun of Extinction Rebellion, making fun of Insulate Britain, and of course, they just stop oil spoiled kids, thinking, well, they're just causing trouble, right? It's annoying. Let's just get the police involved. In reality, the people who are actually running the show, of course, they're using them to get the attention, but it's working, because in Oxfordshire, we're going to have the first lockdown for the issue of climate. So you're going to have to stay at home to save the planet. Now, Oxfordshire Council are going to be trying this climate lockdown in 2024. They've even done a press release to tell us how it's going to work in this new version of new normal. So Oxfordshire County Council approved the plans to lock their own residents into one of 6 zones to save the planet. Now, this is the latest stage in the 15-minute cities agenda that is to place electronic gates on key roads in and out of the city, confining residents to their own neighborhood. It's basically like Bane in Batman in Gotham City, but in reality. So under the new scheme, if residents want to leave their zone, they will need permission from the council, who gets to decide who is worthy of freedom and who isn't. This is absolutely crazy. Now, Oxfordshire County Council, of course, is run by politicians from the Labour Party, the Liberal Democrats, and the Green Idiots. So they're going to be dividing up the city of Oxford into 6 15-minute districts, and they're going to be doing it to prepare it for 2024. Now, politicians will decide who is worthy of freedom. Isn't that a fascinating concept? Oh, maybe we've heard this before. In China, with the social credit score, that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to find a way to track you and monitor your performance within society to decide whether you have been a good citizen or not. Are you absolutely kidding me? These are the same politicians and governments that can't even handle a small project. They can't even sort out our potholes on the streets. And they can't even finish their vanity project, HS2. And now they expect us to change our lifestyle to suit their own agenda and their own needs. This is completely disgusting behavior, and no one is kicking off. People need to rise up. It's time to start fighting back against this tyranny that's creeping. And again, everything's happening so slowly that not many people are noticing what's going on around them. You know, obviously people who are trying to be more aware by watching this channel and other places, we are trying to actually spread the word. But there are still so many people who are distracted with the everyday issues, which is still also an important matter. But at the same time, if you're not handling these problems, then your everyday problems are going to be much, much bigger. Now, today we're going to have a number of news stories for you.
Okay, he just goes on to talk about their.
Has that guy been listening to my conversations or something? Yeah?
I think he's bugging your house, to tell you the truth.
Really? It's a shame we didn't. It's a shame we didn't have the clip of the lady in the chamber in the Oxford County Council chambers. She went off the boil. She went absolutely berserk. Yeah, she went completely off the rails with this. Yeah, she told them about themselves. Yeah, and you know what? Didn't care. Didn't give the batter an eyelid. Yep. Didn't batter an eyelid at all when she was telling them about this open prison that they're planning. And yeah, more power to the woman. It's a shame we can't got the clip because it was quite an interesting 5 minutes. But it's happening, people. It's going to happen.
It's happened before. I mean, everybody's saying, you said it, and the gentleman just said about China. But guys, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. Look what's on the screen. I'm not going to say it. We're not gonna get flagged for it. But this was the same thing that happened during this time frame right here.
Oh, absolutely. And we know exactly what happened. We know how it got there, and we knew what the outcome was. Yeah. And anybody out there that thinks it's not going to happen again, well, I've got news for you. You better buckle up, yeah, because this ride is not going to be pleasant for a lot of people. Yeah. It's not all going to happen all at once. Yeah. It's not going to happen all at once at all, but it will happen, and it will happen quickly. I said that, I mean, I did a live stream on Facebook a few days ago explaining about this and explaining about the certain places of information that I'd got, certain videos that I'd watched, certain people that had talked about it, you know, talked about, you know, how long this is going to happen. And he said, well, it could happen in the next 200 years. It could happen in the next 100 years. But he said with the turn of events and the speed that it's happening, it's very highly unlikely, yeah, that you're not going to see this in your lifetime very, very soon. And I'm in complete agreement. They don't call it Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 for nothing. What are we in now? We're in 2022, about to enter 2023. 3 years have passed just like that. How many people have left us? How many people are no longer here? I've already had 3 funerals of friends. 1 that I know have had it, and 2 that I suspect had it. I've got stories of people that are dropping down dead for no reason whatsoever. We've got children having heart attacks. Yeah. We've got experts cutting open hearts and showing gooey stuff that looks like the black goo that we've talked about over the years. The occult black goo, like the children with the black eyes.
Yeah, programmable black goo. I'm going to put this back up on the screen. I showed this earlier in the broadcast. I need to redo it. I need to take it and put it as Agenda 2030. But these are the things that are going to be happening. These are the things that you can actually see in real time that this is part of their plan for the New World Order. Everything listed here is either happening or you can see it on the horizon.
Well, it's no longer a plan now. It's now policy.
It's policy, yeah.
Listen, you're going to have your Schindler's List moment, people. Yeah? You've seen the film. You saw what happened. We go back to the war. All those poor Jewish people that did not believe when they were being put into the ghettos, about the stories that were coming in from the East, about people being shipped off, never to be seen again. Oh, no, that never happened to us.
I just watched the movie The Pianist.
Yes, I remember that film.
I've never seen it before. My husband's been homesick for a while, so he wanted to watch a movie, and he said, "Have you ever watched it before?" And I said, "No, I haven't." Wow.
Yeah. And they put it in the movies. They and they hide it, or they tell you flat out straight what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I probably was the only person that came out of the cinema after watching Avengers Infinity War virtually crying. I was crying over a fucking Marvel film, excuse my language, The Avengers. I was actually nearly in tears. And you know why? Not because I'm a soppy little sod, yeah. It's because I knew what the agenda behind the movie was, yeah, which was basically about the population of the Earth. Yeah, when they want to get rid of half of the universe's population, just like that. Yeah, well, they weren't talking about that. They were talking about what they were going to do to us in the next few years. Few years, people, not few decades, years. Yeah, I'm sorry if it sounds a bit scary. I can't put it any plainer, people. You need to wake up, right? You need to understand what is going on. Just because it's not on the telly or they didn't print it in the newspapers doesn't mean that it isn't coming. Yeah, the Bible is very clear about the timetable of the enemy. They need world government. They need the world to be depopulated. They're not planning on it. They've already implemented it. Many people have gone because they didn't listen. They thought they were better than us so-called nutters, us so-called conspiracy theorists. Yeah, sorry, we were just telling you the truth. You didn't want to listen. I can't tell you anymore because you're not here. I'm very sorry about your luck. We warned you. Now we've got to warn the people that's left. Yeah, what is coming, what is already taking place. It's not a rosy future, unfortunately. I wish I could tell you some good news. There is good news. Well, it's not really good news, actually, because Christ's coming back. Yeah. And it's not good news for a lot of people.
He's not coming to bring peace. He's coming. He's going to bring the sword, and he is not going to be happy.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of people that think that they're saved, that are going to be in for a big shock, because unfortunately, a lot of people have been deceived on so many levels that they don't understand what the real truth of the matter is, because they read the Bibles and that, and then make up any old philosophy that suits their comfort zone. Unfortunately, they don't study the Bible. properly and understand the depth of the trouble that they're in. Because like when Christ brings his new world order, the real new world order,
Right.
and that 1,000 years of peace, it's only going to be a remnant. It's not for the many. Yeah, it's not a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Yeah, this is the real deal coming. Yeah, and there's a lot of people
And
that
just like there's no golden ticket out of what's coming.
Exactly.
Right?
And I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. You're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Ernest in big trouble, and people listening are in big trouble. Yeah, because the level of how you got to get your houses in order probably will not be adhered to, because the enemy managed to slip in somewhere and deceive you on multiple fronts, because they're taking you with they know where they're going. They don't care. They don't give a toss. Yeah, they're on about, oh, we're going to go to another planet. Well, good luck with that. As soon as you get past if you get past the firmament, right, let me know how far you got. Yeah, because the only place you're going is judgment. You know it, I know it, and the thing is, they want to take us all with them. Yeah, Satan knows where he's going. Yeah, he don't care. He wants to bring all of you with him. Yeah, it's not going to be a little party. Yeah, I don't think the lake of fire is going to be fun for a lot of people. Yeah, I absolutely dread the thought of it. Absolutely dread. And all them people out there that think, oh, well, I don't believe in the Bible, and I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in Christ. Mate, you can believe whatever you want, yeah? Just let me tell you, yeah? Right now, the delusion is already upon you, unless you snap out of it, yeah? Because at the end of the day, and I say this quite plainly, yeah? And there's a lot of this message will not resonate with a lot of people, especially in the truth. The Most High power does not love everyone. Yeah, he does not love the whole world, right? I know it says it in there, but he's not talking about that. Yeah, if he loved everybody, yeah, none of this would. Well, it still happen, but everybody'd have a chance. Listen, this is for the remnants. This is for those that cleave on to the children of Israel, the 144,000. Yeah, with the multitude. There will be a multitude of trillions of people, right, that's ever lived and died in the truth, right? Everybody else, you're in trouble. We talked about the Euphrates drying up. We know what happens when the sixth seal is broken. Yeah, a third of the earth will be killed. Simple as that. There's no getting away from it. Yeah. If you don't believe it, that's entirely up to you. I can't make you believe anything. I can't make you do anything. I can't make you change. I can't make you believe jack. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this, that on Judgment Day, the whole world's going to believe the Bible by default, because they won't have a choice, but it'll be too late by then.
Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess.
That's what Marty said today. Every knee shall bow, whether you believe it or not. Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of people that is going to be in solid disbelief about who is going to be coming through that crack in the sky. Yeah? Because this event that is going to take place, this so-called alien agenda, we all believed would be an alien invasion. Well, I thought about it, and I pondered on it, and I thought, no, it probably will not be an invasion. It will be a disclosure. It will be an arrival of these quote-unquote aliens, right?
Yeah.
That have always been here. People, you need to understand. It's about the terminology of alien. Yeah? You're being led to believe that extraterrestrials are possibly coming from distant star systems to come.
They're interdimensional.
Yes. They've already been here. They've been here from the beginning. They're Satan's soldiers. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that happened in Great War in Heaven when they were cast down to the earth.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right.
And they are going to come with everything that you ever wanted. Just like Satan comes with everything that he ever wanted, yeah?
Now they're going to bring peace. They're going to bring peace. They're going to bring the cure for cancer. They're going to bring everything you want.
Yes.
But it's going to come with a price.
Oh,
just remember when Jesus was trying to be tempted by the devil on top of the mountain. You know, Jesus didn't deny that Satan had all that to offer him, because Satan is the prince of this world.
Yes.
Everything in this world is pretty much his. right now.
Lock, stock, and barrel at
Yep.
the
Yep.
moment.
And the fact is, these so-called Christians that is going to profess to God, have I not done good works in your name? Have I not cast out devils? Jesus is going to look at them and said, depart from me. I never knew you, ye workers of iniquity.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So we've got these good aliens coming, yeah? Quote unquote aliens are coming. Yeah, they're coming to save the world. Why are they going to be good aliens?
Because they're going to bring us the things that we need, that we were looking for. You know, everybody, look at, if you look at the past since 2016, and you look at the people that worship the Orange Man, okay, that is their savior. They think that he's going to bring them all the things that they want. You know, he's going to bring them peace. He's going to bring them. We're going to have a good economy. You know, these political criminals are going to be brought to justice. We're going to have the tribunal. We're going to have all of these things. Everybody wants a savior, but they don't want to give up their pride and their ego to get the real one. They would rather go with a counterfeit. They would rather go with a counterfeit savior and still be of this world and still have the things that make them comfortable, rather than giving up their ego and their pride and getting the real salvation through Jesus Christ so we can live forever.
Well, it's going to be a litany of good works. Well, we'll say good works. It's false signs and wonders. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he turned off the weather. Oh, the weather's great again. How did he do that? My God, he must be amazing. It must be amazing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the world leader that's coming is you know, he's going to do all this good stuff, and the good aliens are going to come and give you the enlightenment and the chance of ascension to be the higher spiritual beings of the higher vibrations of the higher consciousness of the all that nonsense, all that new age nonsense that a lot of people believe too. A lot of it's all mixed in with Christianity now and all that stuff. Right. But as I'll ask you again, why are they going to be the good aliens? Well, I'll tell you why they're going to be the good aliens, because by the time the arrival of Christ comes, the world is going to be convinced that Christ and the angels that will be coming out for the crack in the sky will be the invading alien force to destroy the world, and they need the Avengers. They need the Avengers to save the world, and the Avengers are going to be the whole world brainwashed into believing that Christ is an alien invading force, that we need to unite the world as one in this world government to prepare for the arrival of the aliens that are going to come and destroy us, and that's it. But in order to do that, they need to split the world into 10 regions, So the United Kingdom is going to be split into 10 regions, and within those regions,
those are the 10 kings of the Book of Revelation.
We're just going to get there. It's going to be split into 10 regions within 10. So within the 10 regions, within each region will be split into 10 zones or 6 zones, depending on what you know, right? So you've got 10 within 10 within 10. So all the world is going to be divided up into 10 regions. All the nations are going to be literally obliterated into nothingness. All going to be one zone there. 10 ones up into 10, right? And you're going to have the 10 kings, yeah? And then you're going to have the one head, right? The head of the snake, right?
The Antichrist.
The head, the beast that rises out of the sea.
The Antichrist.
Which will be the biblical Antichrist, but he won't go by the name biblical Antichrist. He'll probably listen. I'll tell you what, you know, we say about who would be a good candidate for the Antichrist. I've been looking at Elon Musk. I'll tell you what, the way that he's going about things and all that, I wouldn't even be surprised if he turned around and he was, you know what I mean? Because the Antichrist is coming to be the good guy. Yeah, he's not coming as the bad guy, because the bad guys are going to be eliminated, per se, with truth. There's going to be so much truth coming out of the woodworks. Right?
They've already put it into effect in 2012 or 13, I think it was. Paul Hellyer, who was the ex-minister of defense for Canada, went on record saying that the aliens are here. They're working with the governments of the world, and they have been for decades.
Yeah.
So they're already putting this information out there, preparing people to accept them as the good guys.
Yeah, that's right. But if you say, you know, you talk about your conspiracy theories. Oh, by the way, Laurie, who invented the term conspiracy theory?
The CIA.
No, they didn't. The New Age movement created the term conspiracy theory.
I thought the CIA did it after Kennedy was assassinated.
No, they adopted it.
They adopted it. Oh,
They adopted it, yeah.
really?
The actual term new conspiracy theory was actually created by the New Age movement.
Wow. That's,
Do you
okay.
not remember? Do you not remember that we had done the shows on it a couple of years ago from 511
Oh,
Ministries?
yes.
And he talked about it in length, and he said that in the writings of Alice Bailey and Blavatsky and Manly P. Hall, that they actually they were actually against a fascist socialist New World Order.
I
They
remember
were
now.
actually vocal against it. Now, why was that? Because they are the other side of the coin. They are the New Age movement, and the so-called Great Awakening is going to be the deception that will be the New World Order. Yeah.
Mm.
The fake New World Order that we are currently under is about to be demolished, disseminated, and disintegrated in one quick swoop.
Right.
Making people believe.
Blavatsky and Manny P. Hall and they that's exactly what they said. They even warned us about it. But the thing of it is as Christians, we are told stay away from those books. Don't read those books. Those are bad books. You know, don't read those things.
Oh, I read them.
Oh,
I
I've read them too.
I read Morals and Dogma. In fact, I read it. I read it very, very quickly. I'm very good at reading very quickly. I was trying to get to one part of it, yeah. And I got there. Yeah. You know the bit where it says Lucifer is God, and unfortunately is the Most High's God, and so is Lucifer, and but not you know, basically telling on themselves and that, yeah. Listen, all this exposure. I mean, at the end of the day, there's two awakenings, as I've always said. There's the awakening of the Most High, right? And then there's the awakening, and then there's the second awakening, which is called the flood. It's in Revelation. It's called the flood of the dragon. Yeah, it's a release of information that is truth. Don't get me wrong, all of it's truth, but it's going to be not all of it, but the majority of it. It will have truth, lots of truth sprinkled in there, right? In this poison pill, but it will be used for an agenda to bring the New World Order. Yeah. Like you say, Satan can't come in hate. He's got to come in love, right? So the only love that he can come is to reveal truth, or a version of truth, right? Which will bring the world together, united as one, because everybody loves truth, don't they? Yeah. Wow. Depends, doesn't it? Yeah. Depends what version of the truth that makes you comfortable, because everybody's got their own truth, apparently. Yeah, just like everybody's got their own God. Yeah, and apparently every one of them's right. Really? Is that so? Is that right? Is that correct? So
tell us how that works out for you.
Let's see how that works out for you. When you realise that these entities that have been posing as gods, that have been whispering in your ears for centuries, are nothing more than demonic entities and fallen angels that have been basically bamboozling you. They've been guiding you through history and basically creating your civilizations behind the scenes, one after the other, right? With the same worship structures that basically pertain to the source, which is Satan. So Satan's been behind all of the religions, the monolithic religions, everything. That's why it's history. It's his story. It wants it to be his story, yeah? Right? So all you people out there that have, you know, you can believe whatever you like, but at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, everything is playing out in the scriptures, yeah? And you can turn around and say, oh, well, it was all man-made, and it was all this, and it was all that, and the Bible contradicts man, and it contradicts everything. No, The Bible doesn't contradict itself.
No, not at all.
Man contradicts the Bible.
Correct. The Bible,
Right?
the Bible validates itself precept upon precept.
Right.
It does not contradict itself whatsoever.
Exactly. Right.
It's man's interpretation of the Bible that contradicts it.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for anybody that's listening to this, right? Especially on playback, yeah. And you wondering why has it got from lockdown to this? Yeah. Well, it's all connected, yeah. You can turn off if you want, if you're a bit bored, yeah. Well, that's all right. You can carry on being bored if you like, yeah. Because believe you me, things are going to get exciting soon for the wrong reasons, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you might want to listen to what I'm saying and what Laurie's saying and what Erna's saying, yeah. And maybe if you haven't really bothered to look into it, maybe you want to switch off I'm a Celebrity in the Jungle off, yeah. Or maybe you might want to miss a World Cup game and do a bit of research on the things that we're talking about, yeah. Because in the end of the day, you're going to find out soon anyway. I'd rather you be prepared, right? And if you think, oh well,
that's why we do what we do, and that's why we give you all of the links in the description area for you guys to do your own due diligence, study to show they self-approve, test all things. We give you that information because the last thing we want is to not have you have the information and then come face to face with something in the future.
Well, yeah, it is that, and also, you know, you got the choice whether to do something with it or not. At the end of the day, listen, you know, like Watchmen that we're commanded to do, yeah. You know, we're going to wash our hands of your blood by telling you, right? Because if you don't tell you, like it says, your blood is on our hands. It's not on our hands now if you're listening to this, yeah? Not trying to be funny about it, yeah? But at the end of the day, we got a job to do. It's not a paid job. We don't make any money out of this. It's not popular.
We don't get paid and we're not popular.
Not at all. Well, definitely not popular, yeah? But funnily enough, the Most High's given me a gift. I mean, speaking for myself personally, yeah, he's given me a gift to be able to communicate with you this on whatever level it is. You know, I'm not giving you technical details, you know, I'm not running off the numbers and that, yeah, but I'm explaining it to you in the best way possible that you need to go out and start preparing, especially at home. You need to start preparing food and water wise and power. I'll tell you what you want to look into is Tesla coils, yeah, how to make electricity from magnets, yeah. Believe you me, once you learn those little tricks, yeah, you won't have to pay for energy ever again, right? You know what I mean? It's out there. There's energy, free energy out there just for the taking. All it takes is just a little bit of 10 minutes or half hour research and going out and just doing it, yeah. I'm going to try and do it myself. If not, I'm going to find someone who can do it and teach me how to do it, yeah, right? How to make this electricity out of magnets, right? Because I've seen it. I've seen the light bulb being powered, right? I mean, we've seen it all before anyway, but I've just seen it as a practical application, yeah? These little things, you know, may help to save your life.
If they can power the World's Fair with 500,000 bulbs back in the early 1900s, you can create power to power your house with little to no effort.
Absolutely, it's there. It's there. I tell you what, I found it on a reel on Facebook. These reels, you know, the ones that you get on YouTube and you get on Instagram and you now get on Facebook, these reels, yeah. I tell you what, they've been a godsend in the last couple of weeks. I have put out so much information on these reels, right? In fact, someone said, oh, you need to calm down a bit. I said, calm down, mate. Well, calm down. I tell you what.
Easy, Ravi, easy.
When somebody tells me to calm down, I'd take it up 10 notches, yeah? Right? Because there's so much valuable information in them. I thought, yeah, you need to see that. Oh my God, you need to. Oh my gosh! And I'm actually seeing stuff that I'm learning stuff for the first time. And I like to think I've got quite an angle on this, yeah, but I haven't, yeah, because you'll never stop learning, people. Trust me, yeah, you'll never listen. There's so much information out there about the deception that you've been put under that it may keep you up all night, every night, just looking at this stuff, yeah. We try to condense it down into an easy form that you can have in an hour, yeah? But you lot need to start preparing right now, right? I'm not mean go out tomorrow and start going all mental with it, yeah? Just start thinking about, think about your children, think about you. At the end of the day, listen, I know there's a lot of good people out there that like to do a lot of good stuff for people, but there is going to be a point in time when you're going to have to take care of yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Because the government ain't going to do it for you. And the situation is going to be so dire, that you're going to have to find out who your friends and neighbors are.
Yeah, there's gonna come a time that you're gonna have to be selfish, you know, and that's not in a lot of our personalities. A lot of people out there that just have a problem with being selfish, but there's gonna come a time that you're gonna have to make that decision, and you're just gonna have to be one selfish prick in order for you and your family to survive.
Absolutely. Yeah. At the end of the day, you don't need a certain number of friends, but you do need, you know, friends that you are certain of. Yeah. And I said to my friend up in Liverpool the other day, I said, you got a lot of good friends here. I said, I can guarantee within a couple of years, you're going to have less.
Yeah,
it's not going to be their fault. It's not going to be your fault.
Right.
The situation will demand a sacrifice of friendship. Yeah. Because people are going to be
the closing of your circle for the safety of yourself and your family.
Absolutely. And it's not going to be their fault. It's not going to be your fault at all. Yeah. And there's going to be people that's going to come to your aid, right? That you probably hated. You didn't even think, oh, well, I didn't know he was all that. Yeah. The people that you least expect. Yeah. It's, you know, at the end of the day, everybody likes to do stuff and everybody thinks they got this and they know that. Yeah. At the end of the day, the loudest person in the room isn't always the most intelligent. Yeah. So sometimes you need to sit back and observe. And a lot of you are going to need to sit back and observe. And you need to be hyper vigilant. Yeah, I'm not saying you need to be suspicious of people. I just think you need to open your eyes just a little bit more, because this is not even over. This is just starting. Yeah, right. But when it starts ramping up, a lot of people are going to be in such a desperate situation. There's going to be no food. There's going to be no power. There's going to be you're not going to be able to put gas in your tank to go to the store. And when you get there, there's hardly going to be anything there. And when you get what you get, you probably ain't going to be able to pay for it, especially not with cash. Yeah. But you're not going to, it might be a situation where you're not going to be able to get that food because your card doesn't work for some reason.
Or you don't have enough social credit scores because you posted something up on Facebook they didn't like.
So what you're going to do out of desperation, you're going to become a criminal and steal that can of soup. Yeah. Because that might be your option. It's not saying you should do it because you shouldn't. But some people are going to be driven to desperate. Some people won't care. They'll just do it anyway. Yeah. What are you going to do when the food chain completely breaks down on purpose by design, people?
Right.
What are you going to do? You're going to walk home and think, well, we're going to have to eat. You're going to look at the next house and think, do you know what? Not me. No, not Laurie, not Ernie, not a lot of people listening. But there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to look at someone's house and think, do you know what? I think they got food in there. Let's get in there. And they're going to go and they're going to rape and kill. Right, because that is human nature of some people driven to desperation. If you don't believe me, just look in the archives of Venezuela, which is now on funnily enough, is now on the road to recovery. Yeah, was literally brought down to a third world country within how many years? Because they didn't play ball. Yeah, because the elite thought, right, you're next. Yeah, but we want to see how your country copes. Yeah, because we want to implement it to the rest of the world, right? And
they want to see how long it takes for total decimation, and then how long it takes until it's overcome. That was all by design. That was their beta test. They wanted to research it. They wanted to watch, and that was exactly what Venezuela was.
Oh, but you're lying. I don't believe that. If that was true, it'd be on the news.
It was on the news.
Okay. Whatever, mate. Yeah, okay. You just go watch the news, yeah? Let me know when the weather starts and that, yeah? Right? Okay?
Because we know that the mainstream, the Sinclair Group, who writes all of these scripts for the mainstream media, they're just these high moral compassed people.
Yeah.
Speaking of weather, I'm going to pull this up because this I pulled this up right before we went live. Robbie, this is your neck of the woods.
It is indeed. It's Europe.
And on the top, you guys can see it's 2017, and on the bottom is 2020. Yet they're making it look like this is global. Look at how they changed the map. They make it all scary. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! It's dark red. Look at it's 25. Look at it's 24.
Oh.
But look at it 2017. look at that. It's pretty. It looks like it should be flipped. It looks like the top one should be the bottom one if we're to believe this whole global warming propaganda.
Listen, like I said, and we're going to move on to other topics with this. I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They can't afford to have global warming, really, because if the world went up by several degrees, like they said it is, you know. We're not saying that there isn't climate change, because we know it's being manipulated through weather warfare, yeah, and HAARP and whatever, yeah. They cannot afford to have a warm Earth realm, right? Because if that does, it'll melt the ice wall, right?
Right.
The ice wall. Oh my God, you don't want that to happen.
You do not want that to happen, exactly.
No, they can't afford that. They cannot afford that ice wall to melt, because if it melts, it'll reveal everything. Yeah, can't do that. It's all a nonsense. Listen, the Bible's quite clear. There isn't going to be no more floods. They already had a flood. The world is going to be dealt with fire, not flood.
Yes, we have a rainbow. It's God's promise that it's not going to be destroyed by flooding. So all of this global warming and the oceans are going to be rising up, and all of that's not even biblical.
Yeah. And, people say, oh, well, Satan this and Satan that. Yeah, listen, Satan's just doing his job. Yeah. Right. When I say that, about the Most High, you say, oh, well, he's all good. No, he's not all good. He's all righteous. Yeah. Listen, it's in Isaiah. I think it says Isaiah. You can't quote the exact passage, but he says that I form the light. I bring the peace and I bring the war. I bring the good and I bring the evil. Yeah, I do all these things. The Most High created evil as well as he created the good. Yeah, and he will bring the evil upon people, right? As good as much as he'll bring grace and goodness. Yeah, because he can do all these things. Yeah, listen, Satan is just doing his job. Yeah, when Satan's done his job, he's going to be dealt with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? He's not in league with the Most High.
Just like everybody else that has not done the will of God, or or has corrupted or has sinned, is going to get their justice in the end. So is Satan.
He's doing the Most High's will because he chose to be evil.
He chose to be it. Yes. Yeah,
he chose. He chose to be the bad guy in the story, and everything that has been going on since the beginning is all by the design. The Most High knew the end before the beginning. He knew what was going to go on. So, with everything that's going on with the genetic manipulation that's going on right now, right, on a worldwide scale, this isn't nothing new. This is not Satan's first rodeo, people. Yeah? What do you think he was doing in the days of Noah? He was doing the same thing. The only thing is he got the whole world corrupted. Yeah, that's why the Most High had to bring the flood. And that's why Noah and everybody else, the 8 people on the boat, were the only people on the boat. Not because he was righteous. He was far from it. Yeah, it's because he was genetically pure. Right? So, anyway, I just want to move on slightly. We was talking about something with Marty today. I haven't spoken to me and Marty talked all the time, but this year we've spoke very rarely because I've been doing stuff, right? And now I've got to the point where we're back talking again on a daily basis because I'm at home now, right? I've got all that time to talk to him about stuff. So anyway, we were back and forth about a few things, and we were talking about Babylon, its possible location, and then we talked about the Eye of Africa, right? Has anybody seen the Eye of Africa? Is there anything we can pull up? Can you pull anything up that we could see the Eye of Africa? There you go. There it is. It's in the Sahara. Yeah, it's 30 miles in diameter. It takes 3 days to walk around. Yeah, it looks like an impact crater. They say it's from a meteor. I said to Marty, what if that's the remains of what's left of Babylon? You're
talking about the Tower of Babel.
I'm talking about the Tower of Babel.
Right.
The Tower of Babel, sorry. Yeah. In Africa. The Tower of the Babel was not that far from the land of Israel. Not the land, but the land. It's not a land, it's a people, right? It's never been a land, yeah? That little strip of land up there that claims to be Israel is nothing more than a parking lot. In fact, I compared it to that little World Fair that they got in Las Vegas, you know, where they got the Eiffel Tower and they got this and that in the Statue of Liberty in a small little scale, right, in Las Vegas. Well, I said that reminds me of Israel, right? Because there's no way on earth that that place there held all the biblical everything, because it's just not big enough. Yeah, right. And it's in the wrong place. I know it's on the African plate, yeah, but the old cartography maps suggest that Jerusalem, the real Jerusalem, could very well be in South Africa. Yeah, can you believe that? When the elites say that Africa is the cradle of civilization, that all the so-called races came out of Africa, why would they say that? Why would they say anything? Yeah, because they're hiding something, or they're trying to twist something. Yeah. So all you people out there, take a look at that. Take a look at that thing there. And if you know, when you come off this show, go and do a bit of research and have a look at that place. Yeah, the Eye of Africa. Look at it. Yeah, it's 30 miles in diameter. Looks like an impact crater. Do you know what I said to Marty? I said that looks like that could be the foundation of the Tower of Babel. Could be. I'm only hypothesizing. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a fact. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a possibility. Yeah, that could actually be the location, because it looks big enough, doesn't it? 30 miles from space that you can see it. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know it existed until 2 years ago.
The tower was a spiral, and we see the spirals happening here.
Right. Okay. Let me go further. We've seen videos of evidence that the so-called mountains and valleys that we see in the earth weren't formed naturally, that they were basically carved out. Now, people are going to listen to this and say I'm completely nuts, right?
Oh, no. We've been talking about the
everyday people, the mockers and scoffers, yeah? I'm just saying, all you people that are listening out there, yeah? This is the level of the knowledge that we go into, right? This is next level. So if you're not sure about listening to this, I'd leave now, yeah, because this is going to sound absolutely mental. But there is a video, right? A very long video. It's an 8 hour. Was it an 8 hour video?
I think it was. Yeah, it was right? 8 or 10 hours. Yeah.
Right. It was called The History of Flat Earth, or The History of Earth. Right. I changed the title a bit. Yeah. Right. But it got absolutely nothing to do with flat Earth. Right.
Nope, nothing
to do with deeper. It went into the Tartarian Empire. Right. It went even further. It said that back when these giants were roaming the earth, which is in Genesis 6:12, yeah, basically something happened where the earth was basically strip mined for its resources, yeah, on a worldwide scale, with machinery that was so on a scale that was just like, we're talking like King Kong Godzilla size scale, like of mentalness, yeah.
Well, when you think about the scale, is that it caused the Grand Canyon to come into existence. So that's what when we're talking about strip mining and bringing out resources and stuff, we're talking Grand Canyon. That was what caused it.
Yeah.
And the Sahara Desert, where this is, scientists have stated that underneath the desert is a lush forest.
Yeah.
And that they don't even know how this much sand was able to pile in the Sahara Desert and over the length of time. They said that this could be explained as the spoils of strip mining.
Well, at the end of the day, Satan doesn't do things for lack of a better word term, for shits and giggles, right? He's had an agenda from the very beginning, right? Since he had dominion over this world, right? And so is all his soldiers and his workmen, yeah, right? So if you've got giants, right, varying in size, which there is evidence, people, so don't say, oh, he's talking about giants, he'll be talking about unicorns next and all that, yeah, right? there's evidence of giants in the earth, right? There's evidence that there was possibly what we're talking about, some worldwide strip mining of the earth, where now there are features on the earth that shouldn't be, right? And we have evidence of a deposit, right? What were they doing it for? Were they bored?
Right.
Were they
Were
feeling
they
mental?
bored?
Were they bored?
I'm not.
Yeah, were they bored one day? Were they thought, oh, you know what? I don't like it here. I want to just go and scrape the earth, right? With these massive mechanical diggers or whatever it was they were using, yeah? And we'll go and deposit over there. Why would they do that? Well, obviously they were building something, right?
Correct.
They were constructing something with the materials that they were taking out of the earth, right? We got the so-called Tower of Babel, right? Which could quite possibly be 30 miles in diameter. God knows how high they managed to get it, yeah? But we also know that they were building pyramids, not the ones in Egypt only. There are pyramids around the world.
Yeah.
Where did they get the materials to build the pyramids? How they constructed them is another show altogether with a whole new series of experts, yeah? But the materials had to come from somewhere. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Absolutely,
Yeah?
I do.
So all I'm
Yep.
saying is, people, keep an open mind, right? Keep your research open, right? And have a think about it, yeah? The evidence, the biblical evidence of a lot of things are coming to light, yeah? Oh, nobody can prove Christ existed. Nobody can prove about Moses. Well, that's funny, because in the Dead Sea, yeah, in the Red Sea, they got evidence of chariots and shields.
They've gone underwater. They've got chariots. They've got shields. They've got a rock that is split down the middle that has water erosion on it in the desert. Okay. There's quite a few archaeological evidence to support the Bible completely.
Absolutely. And on that note, I don't think I've got any more to say on that subject other than people need to realize that the Bible is happening right now. Revelation is happening right now. Yeah. Old and New Testament are coming through. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's your choice whether you want to believe it or not. But let me tell you, just because you don't believe something's happening doesn't mean it's not happening. Yeah. Correct. Just because you don't believe the government is doing stuff don't mean that they're not doing stuff. Correct. Yeah. The elite are counting on your ignorance. They're counting on your complacency, yeah, and your sense of lack of awareness and your definite lack of perception, yeah.
Your cognitive dissonance and your Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, which is ironic, really, because I used to work for a company called Perception, and I thought that was very amusing, yeah, that. You know, I'm talking about perception in the last couple of days, or people's lack thereof. Yeah. And right. I'm not trying to mock them. I'm trying to shake them out of their whatever it is that's keeping them under the delusion. But unfortunately, it's not down to me. It's down to him up there. Because if he ain't, I'll tell you what, if he ain't dealing with you, you're in trouble, right? If you're not suspicious in the slightest of what's coming or what is happening, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble, because it means he don't want to deal with you. He's not interested in you. And like I said, he doesn't love everybody, and he doesn't want everybody, unfortunately. There's a select of the elect that are going to make it through this. I don't even know if I'm going to make it. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are going to see Christ when he comes that ain't going to make it. Yeah. Because there's a lot that will be sacrificed. Yeah. Some will live, some will be put to death. Yeah. You got two choices in this world, people, and both of them lead to death. One of them possibly leads to salvation. It's down to you. It's up to you what you want to do. How do you want to spend eternity? If you think death is the end and that's it, that's up to you. I might be telling lies, or I might be misguided, in which case you got nothing to worry about. Or I might be telling the truth here, and you've got a lot to think about, yeah? A hell of a lot to think about, yeah? And if you don't want to think about it, that's up to you. But it doesn't mean that, you know, we're all going to find out at the end of the day. We're all going to find out. That's the great thing about it. No matter how bad it gets, we're all going to find out one way or the other.
One way or another.
We're going to find out about the nature of this earth. We're going to find out about the nature of yourself. You're going to find out the truth of the matter, because Christ told you, you know, you need to test all things. Yeah. Why aren't you testing all things? Yeah. And even if you think you're right, you might be wrong, and you might need to test it again.
Test it again. Yep.
Yeah.
Test it again.
The most
test all things. Study to show thyself approved. I mean, you know, when he says test all things, he didn't say test all things except for me, or test all things except for the Bible. He said test all things. Yeah.
The Most High is give you the gift
what is
of
good
time.
And get rid of what is bad.
The Most High is give you the gift of time, but he's also give you a time limit as well. Yeah.
Correct.
At some point, the spirit of the Most High is not going to be on this earth, right? He's going to turn his face away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when the world's in trouble, and it's coming. You know what I'm saying? It could have happened already. I can't say. It could have happened already. Yeah. But it's definitely on the cards. It's coming. Yeah. So people just.
And pray for discernment. I mean, you know, that's another thing is I think a lot of people lack discernment. You need to pray for discernment. But understand, when you pray for that discernment, he's going to give it to you.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you said when you pray for stuff, don't keep praying for it going in the hope that you're going to get it.
Right.
Pray knowing that you've already received it. Yeah.
Already received it. Yep.
Right. And it'll be given.
Exactly.
It'll be given.
Exactly. So, Robbie, do you mind if I put your YouTube channel up on the screen?
Oh, absolutely. I've got no problem whatsoever. Yeah.
Here's over. This is Robbie's channel. The original detonator, Robbie D, Strictly Drumble, and you can see his videos, his shows over there. He's got you've got a lot coming up this next year. So
I have indeed. Yeah, I've formed a squad now. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations on your expansion, on the doors that are opening up for you. I've been watching your journey, and I'm gushing with appreciation that I was given the gift of knowing you and being able to be with you along this journey.
Thank you. I'm absolutely really excited about it, considering that my career is about to take right off, just in time for it to disappear up its own backside again. It's mental, isn't it? Yeah. I'm actually planning for it to fail. That's mental. Yeah. I mean, that's just that. It's just like beyond the realms of believability. Yeah.
I know.
We're gonna have such a good time, but at the same time, yeah, you have to be
well,
aware of
all I got
happening.
to say to you, Robbie, is this. I want you to go on stage every single night and party like it's 1999.
Oh, yeah. But I'll still keep my feet on the ground. Yeah. I still know what I need to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And if it involves sitting here talking to you lot, saying the same thing until it sounds boring, yeah, well, so be it. Yeah. Because the time is going to come where Ernie, myself, you, Laurie, I'm going to be around to give you any further instructions or warnings, because we're going to have our own situation to deal with, just like you lot have got your situation to deal with, because every man, woman, and child in this world is going to be involved. Whether you like it or not, whether you don't want to listen to me, whether you think I'm just chatting rubbish, yeah? Well, we'll see about who's chatting rubbish, yeah? Because it's not a one-upmanship game. It's not about who can score brownie points. We're not going to be sitting on our chair laughing because, oh, you never listen, yeah? I'm actually quite worried about you all, yeah? I am quite worried about you all.
I will. I think I will be shedding tears knowing that, you know, you were given the information and a lot of you chose to ignore it. So.
Right. But it's that one person who hasn't received the message that makes it all worth it.
That's correct. It is.
Absolutely.
Because there's many people that became subscribers based off the information that they never received before.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can repeat until the cows come home. But
and you know, Robbie and I
save one soul. We've done
right. And Robbie and I have discussed on many occasions, you know, we've lost a lot of friends along the way. We've had people messaging us telling, you know, you're crazy, all of this other stuff. And eventually they come around and they message us again and they're like, wow, you were right. And, you know, Ernie, you and I say this all the time. I don't like being right. I wish I wasn't.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the last thing I want to be is right. But what happens? We get confirmation after confirmation.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
we do.
But there you go, people. For those who do not have a love of the truth, the Most High will put a strong delusion on you for that you believe the lie. Yeah. And you will believe that lie for the rest of your days. Yeah. So if I was you, I'd seek his face while you can. Ain't about no religion. Yeah. It's about truth. Yeah.
It's not about religion.
It's about truth. Right.
Yeah.
And the truth is there for the taking. It's there. You've got all the tools, right? You've got a computer in your pocket, yeah. A computer so powerful, right, that if they had it in the 60s when they supposedly went to the moon, they'd probably smash through the firmament, and probably swimming their way to Mars right now through the water, through the waters.
You know, it's true, Robbie. And I said this. I think I even put a post up. I can't remember where it was, but I said that you literally have the Library of Alexandria and the Oracle of Delphi in your hand, and yet there's so many people that choose to be living in ignorance.
Well, they'd rather be on TikTok doing nonsense than than searching out stuff. I'll tell you what, there's nothing more satisfying than learning new stuff.
I know.
Especially about the deception that is upon us. It's just so there, right in your face. It's there, right there. Just like the enemy, you know, the enemy likes to put things out right in front of your face. Why do you think they built this world? Why do you think that they've got all these Masonic structures, all ground level? You can't see it, but if you go to Washington DC from an airplane, you can see it plain as day. Why is it facing up? Why do they do it that way? Well, they can't do it sideways, because that would give them away. They do it because it is a mockery to the Most High.
Always mocking him. Always mocking him.
As they say, as above, so below, right? They are mocking the Most High, saying, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha. Well, guess who's going to have the last laugh?
Well, guess what? God will not be mocked. And it's,
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Well, Robbie, thank you for joining us tonight. You know, you have the keys to the channel. I hope that now that you have a chance, you know, to be at home, you'll take advantage and do you know, shows during your time for you know some the people on your side of the pond that are asleep right now, basically.
Oh yeah, I think I will.
If we can get this going, like 24/7 kind of thing, like where you have you doing it at a certain time and us doing it at a certain time. I think that we could really do something and make a difference right now.
No, absolutely. I think we could do something. Time is short, but there's no angle on how long we've got, as in to be able to
we're going to ride this train to the end. It's what we're going to do.
Here's the thing. Time may be short, but the devil's time is shorter. Yes. So he's pulling out all the stops to do whatever he can to deceive us all. And us as watchmen need to do our due diligence to do our best to wake people up, whether we have to keep repeating ourselves over and over again. I mean, maybe it'll click somewhere.
Right. Exactly.
It's our calling.
It is.
Like you say, we're not here to preach to the masses. We're not here to bash anything over people's heads. At the end of the day, it's about listen, if there's 20,000 people and only 2 people listen to it, that's exactly what Christ said. That's what he said about the flock, about the stray sheep. He'd rather go and get the stray sheep. Yeah. And bring them back into the fold.
Amen.
Right?
Yep. Jesus didn't come for the people who already believed in him, but he came for the sick and weak.
Exactly.
There you go.
Great. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Like I said, I want to thank Robbie D for joining us in studio again. Look forward to, or keep a watch out for, him to start doing some broadcasts. Like I said, it'd be different timetable for us in the United States. We've got the nighttime here in the United States pretty much covered, and we need to get some more shows on during their time.
Yeah, I will be coming on, and I'll probably be bringing Marty with me, because we were talking about doing it every couple of weeks, doing a back and forth about stuff, because believe you me, the things that we're talking about, listen, we talked about that today, about the Tower of Babel, right? And we didn't previously think about it.
Yeah,
we never thought about it. When
you told me about it, I was like, that is a very interesting, theory on that, because I just found out about the Eye of Africa. It was actually just discovered very recently.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to put all the links in the description area below for you guys. As always, we will be back on Sunday night. We've got quite a few shows coming up. I will let you guys know about next Wednesday, because I think Hurricane Ann is going to be back on with us, along with Big John. But we'll also be on Sunday night. Not sure of the topic yet. Probably might have something to do with the whole UN and Israel story that broke today. I do have a little bit more information on that, so we might go with that. Robbie, you're welcome to join us on Sunday if you're available, as always. So I do want to thank everybody in the chat room. Want to thank all of our moderators. Want to thank everybody. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, so you do know when we go live. If you're having problems and not receiving notifications, unsub us, okay? Unsub us, clear out your browser, come back, resub us, hit that bell, and that should do the trick. I've been telling quite a few people to do that, and they have come back and told me that they are now receiving notifications. So if you're not receiving them, please go ahead and do that. Go over and subscribe to Robbie's channel, and he will be back. So until next time, remember, guys, we don't put this information out here for just to hear ourselves talk. The information is out there for you. We want you to make sure that you are well educated, so when the time comes that you can protect yourself, your family, build that foundation in Christ, get into the Bible. And remember, we never put the information out there to scare you, because the spirit of fear is not from God. But we do want to make sure that you have the information available. We want to tell you guys at all times, eyes open, no fear.